was doing just now is a shuffle pattern. It's in the key of G, and I'm just starting here on the 3rd fret on the G note on the low E string, and then I'm finding the octave here on the 5th fret of the D string, and you're just playing this little pattern. You're starting from G here, then up an octave to the G on the D string on the 5th fret, then to F, which is a whole step down from that G note, and then a D note on the 5th fret of the A string. So now that's the pattern. And the beautiful thing about that is you can move that pattern around to address some of the other chords or some of the other chord changes. All right. So the way I'm playing it, especially in the beginning here in the example, I was just playing I was playing it as a shuffle, which is obviously very common in blues, and I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, are familiar with that. So that's how I'm going to demonstrate how to play that. But it can be played straight also too. It doesn't have to be played as a shuffle. You could play it straight. I'll play a little bit of it straight so you can hear what that would sound like. It'd be something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the same thing, just playing it more as a straight 8th note feel, so it can be played either way. So basically what I'm doing is I'm passing that same little pattern through all of the chords of a traditional 12-bar blues. I'm starting with G, which we will call our 1 chord in this case, and I'm going to go back to playing it as a shuffle. Alright, so we play 4 bars of that, and then we jump up to our 4 chord, which in this case would be C, which is really easy to find. You just move all the shapes up 1 string. Here's your C note. It's on the 3rd fret of the A string. The octave of that, C on the 5th fret of the G string, and it's the same fingering pattern. Then we go back to G. Then we're up to our 5 chord, which is D in this case. Back to our C, and so on and so forth for a traditional 12-bar blues. So that's a really fun pattern to get to know. If you ever just want to get together and jam with some friends, or you're sitting at a jam session or blues jam, or maybe you're at one of our Bleeding Harp shows and you want to sing with us, this is a handy little rhythm to play because we play this kind of stuff quite a bit actually. Let me just talk a little bit about what I'm doing with the right hand. There's a number of ways that you could approach this. You could certainly do it as all downstrokes, and when you're doing it as downstrokes, you might shorten up the distance that your hand is moving actually. That would be something like this. You could do it as alternate strokes, which would be something more like almost like a strum. Doing it this way is a little bit trickier because you have to mute some of the strings on the guitar, and you have to target a little bit with your right hand. But actually, I kind of like the way it feels a little bit better when you do alternate strumming, kind of picking technique for this rhythm. It'd be something like this. So you can tell it has a very different tone, and to me it's a little bit hipper. You can get a little bit more aggressive, but I think it's good to know it both ways. That way you can use it as a dynamic tool. You could be playing maybe the verse real soft or somewhat soft. Then you have some place to go with a bigger dynamic doing the alternate. So that's it. That's the first part. If you can get going on that, that's a really common thing. And that technique that you're using to play that particular riff and that particular sequence of changes and stuff like that is going to carry over into other things too. So it's a really good thing to start off with. Remember, you can do it straight. I'll play it one time straight. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you can do it as a shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I hope that helps. I'm going to be doing some other videos. I have some friends that want me to kind of talk about some things that will address hopefully some issues that will help them, and maybe it'll help you too. So leave some comments, subscribe, share it, whatever that stuff is. Do it all. We love it. All right. So also let's take and think about maybe some comments too, because comments will help me refine this whole process a little bit. I'm kind of new to this. I'm not going to get too crazy with all this, but it's kind of fun to share some knowledge, and I would certainly be happy to try to address any questions that you may have. All right. Peace out. Until next time.